All right. So today we're going to be looking at a heart healthy recipe. So I've decided to do turkey chili, and you're more than welcome to follow along. I'm gonna cook as I go, but I have already prepped a bunch of stuff here and have kind of made a dish already. So I'll show you the end product, but we are gonna go through each ingredient and just talk about the health benefits, and then at the very end as well, I just have some other heart healthy foods to look at as well. Okay, and if any of you are wanting the recipe just in a standalone document, I've also have that as well available if you don't want to go through the PowerPoint again, okay? So we're going to get started. And I am Melissa Scott, so I'm the supervisor of our exercise and wellness program at Community Care. So I've definitely met some of you, but just to let you know who I am as well. We'll make sure. There we go. Okay. So step one. So I have brought a pot here and I just like to roughly measure out my olive oil. I don't really pay too much attention, but I'm very careful and just do 2 really big dollops there. So I'll just kind of show you there. And what I've done is I've already really diced up my onions, yellow onion and red pepper. And I've also minced some garlic here. But I did just kind of put some to the side. So for anyone that, isn't really used to cooking, or you don't like cooking, or I just got a message here. Oh, hi, Deborah. Yes, thank you. Great. Okay, I appreciate you. I will keep this up just in case there's any other comments. Okay, so I put the oil in the pot. I am going to go over and just turn on my stove to about medium heat. And then I was going to show you just a couple quick and easy chopping methods. So I like to just kind of slice everything up, like my bell peppers. I kind of gut them with all the seeds and everything, and then just have like pieces of my bell pepper, and then I just slice them into long strips because it does ask for them to be diced. And then I kind of just take them all in a bundle here and chop up as small as you like them. It really doesn't matter the size. If you like a chunky chili, then you can leave them a little bit chunkier. But I like them a little bit smaller. So that's our red peppers, the rest of those. And then what I like to do with the onion is I keep like the butt of the onion on and cut it in half. And then I slice kind of close to the butt of the onion, I'm going to call it, just in little slivers. So it all kind of still stays together. And then I have them all cut lengthwise, and then I'm just going to chop them off to the side. It just makes it so much easier. I learned this in actually a home ec class that I took long, long ago in high school. So I learned some kind of like tips and tricks along the way, as well as, my own as well, because I do like to do a lot of my own home cooking. So those are all diced now. See, those are done. And then minced garlic. So I have this nice little press, but you don't need something fancy like this. This is very handy, but hard to clean, I will say. But you can just take your garlic after you peel off the layers, kind of like the onion, and then you can just, cut it in pretty small little pieces and mince that just really nice and small pieces. Okay, so I'm gonna go put this stuff in the pot, and then we'll just go over these few ingredients and their benefits for us, especially in regards to our heart health. Okay, that's that. I'm gonna go put the rest of these veggies in the pot over here. We had someone else join us. I'm not sure who it is, but welcome.
Can you hear me now, Melissa?
Yes, I can. Is this Clever?
It's Deborah.
This is Deborah. Oh, hello.
Okay, so
Welcome.
I figured out what the problem was. So that's all good. Anne joined us.
Oh, good,
Anne.
Anne. Okay, great. Thank you. Anne, welcome. So we don't really care what's happening over in that pot. I'm just gonna kind of keep an eye on it with my nose. Sure it doesn't burn. Okay, and I'm just gonna give it a good little stir and let everything cook over there. Okay. So next slide here. So we have some of the health benefits of some of those ingredients. So olive oil, it is much healthier for us than you know, vegetable oil or canola oil, any of those, especially if you get like a very pure olive oil. Like they say that virgin olive oil is the best thing to buy for you. It's full of antioxidants that reduce our risk of chronic disease, fights inflammation, and helps protect blood cholesterol levels, which these are all risk factors for heart disease. So it may lower those risk factors, so overall helping us prevent heart disease. So yellow onions, they contain sulfur compounds that can help reduce cholesterol levels and may help break down blood clots to help lower your risk for heart disease and stroke. So that's very important. Cholesterol is good for you, but when they're talking about lowering or helping reduce cholesterol, it's that LDL here where you see under garlic, you'll hear we need to keep our cholesterol levels low. There's good cholesterol, which is HDL, but it's the LDL that we want to lower in our bodies. So garlic is a very good antioxidant, helps prevent cell damage, regulates our LDL, so our bad cholesterol, what they say is bad, and helps to reduce or helps to lower our blood pressure. So that overall can help with preventing heart disease as well. Then we have our red bell pepper, so good source of cholesterol lowering fiber. So that's another really good thing to help lower those bad LDL cholesterol in our body. Also contains powerful antioxidants such as vitamin A and C. All right, so next is our ground turkey. So ground turkey, or lean ground turkey, lean ground chicken is very good for us. Over ground beef, I mean extra lean and lean ground beef is fine for us, but if we are trying to be mindful of food and what we're putting in our body for the overall health of our heart, we do want to just make sure that we're eating leaner meat. So that is, you know, turkey, chicken, those sort of things are white meat. So these are the next ingredients for our meal here. Now I have already cooked up some lean ground beef. I actually got this on sale at, it was at Loblaws actually. They had some good markdown meat that was expiring in a few days. I know that sounds really bad, but I try to save where I can on these meats, especially like ground turkey and chicken seem to be a little bit more expensive. So if you can find deals on that, that's great. We got our chili powder, cumin, which I don't know if many of you are familiar with cumin, but we will explain some of that on the next page. It smells really good. It's used in a lot of like, it's a very like an Indian spice, but I use it very much so in my chilies and guacamole and those sort of things when I make that. We have dried oregano here, cayenne pepper. Now you don't have to put cayenne pepper in your recipe, but it does add a little bit of spice to it. So just be careful with how much you do add. And then there's just a little bit of salt. I really stay away from buying canned products or anything that has a lot of sodium in it. So I try to pay attention to the labels and buy lower sodium stuff. So adding a little bit of extra sodium, okay, as long as you're paying attention to that. So I'm just gonna go check on, well, they're just actually starting to cook here. So we'll go into this next page before I go dump everything else into the pot over there. So yeah, so we just went over long lean ground turkey chicken. So it's low in saturated fat. So saturated fat is what we do want to try to avoid. So healthier options to ground beef due to the fat content. Also has many important vitamins to help protect us against disease. So chili powder, which is one of the main spices in our recipe here, it helps lower cholesterol levels as well and reduce risk of heart disease. Also helps to improve blood flow and overall circulation in the body. So that's very good for heart health. So cumin. So cumin is that very powerful smelling spice. Helps to lower the bad cholesterol in our body. So again, that bad LDL cholesterol, and reduces triglyceride fat levels in our body. And it helps to actually increase the good cholesterol. So the stuff that we do need for our body. So that's very good. And then oregano helps support healthy cholesterol levels in the body. Having too much, and this is just what that bad cholesterol does, is it is one of those main causes of clogged arteries, which can lead to heart disease. So a lot of these foods are very important to help regulate cholesterol levels, which overall can help keep our arteries free from debris and help prevent heart disease. And then salt, if we are adding into any of our recipes or into our food, and we do have, we are trying to pay attention to our heart health, we just want to be very mindful of how much we are putting in there. Like a little bit can go a long way. Because if we do have too much sodium in our diet, then it can increase our blood pressure, which, you know, can increase our risk for heart disease and stroke. Okay, I'm just going to go over and add in those spices and turkey because it is already cooked, but I will just add these things in and give it a little stir. Not let the garlic burn.
And while Melissa's doing that, I just want to promote the fundraiser that they're having. It's a lunch, a chili lunch, a Mexican-inspired burrito bowl with dessert.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, so it's put on by the provider that offers the hot meals, and it's happening on March 6th and March the 20th. So 2 dates for that.
I had the meal to go last year. It was the Greek food. It was delicious. So, and I'm hoping to get
very good.
Yeah, Mexican burrito bowl. Yum, healthy and good price and delicious.
And there's
All right, I'm gonna give. Oh, sorry.
Vegetarian and vegan options and a lactose-free option also.
Nice. So you can contact, I'm pretty sure, the Lakefield office and or Peterborough office if you are interested in getting one of the meal to go burrito bowls. I can't remember.
Yes,
what is the price?
You can call the Lakefield office. You can go online. The order form is there also.
Yeah. Okay. So step 3. So I just added in the turkey, the spices, and it's all kind of just simmering there. I'm going to quickly just go and add the rest of this just so that stuff doesn't burn. So our diced tomatoes, our crushed tomatoes, chicken broth, red kidney beans, and our sweet corn. Okay, I'm just going to go do that quickly. Gonna give it a good stir here. And then the nice simple thing about our chili here, especially this recipe, is that now we just really just let it simmer. So I'm going to bring it to a boil and then let it simmer for 30 to 45 minutes. And that's really, you know, all there is to it. I mean, you're more than welcome to also put this into a slow cooker and let it cook all day. So just going to kind of show you what it looks like there before we boil it down. I'm going to just put a lid on it and let it boil while I talk to you guys. Another health benefits here. Okay, so tomatoes help lower our LDL, so our bad cholesterol levels and blood pressure, which can help lower chances of heart disease. Also a great source of vitamin B and E. Has antioxidants called flavonoids, keep a healthy heart. So chicken broth, along with a lot of homemade broth. And again, I would suggest if you're buying it from the store, then you're looking for that lower sodium broth. It helps to reduce inflammation in the body. It's also packed with many vitamins and minerals to help support overall heart function. And then we have our red kidney beans. So they're a great source of iron, phosphorus, and potassium. A source of protein and dietary fiber without cholesterol. So with that many other proteins. So, and of our right that have those more higher fat and bad cholesterol. So a tasty steak. I love steak, but I do really simple and just let it start eating that kind of mind now, you know, it's very so yeah. One which is the fiber, which decrease blood pressure and your own body ingredient. So, you know, many of the things regulate cholesterol levels, fat, the body, and also they're great for protein and good carbohydrates, which is really good for general, which also this is the whole recipe serving it does contain for you. So very low in calories overall, really good source of carbohydrates, and those are all of the good carbohydrates, which longer to down and digest in the body, which gives us longer throughout the day. Protein, great source of beans, turkey, for the day. Great source of fiber, just help help with our cholesterol, and then the sugar that's in that recipe as well becoming our.
You're cutting in, Alyssa. Picking up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm gonna maybe try taking these earbuds out again, okay?
Right.
Hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Better?
It seems better. Yes, it seems better. I thought maybe it was a Wi-Fi connection for me here, but that's better.
Yeah, I hope. I sometimes have bad Wi-Fi here, but so thank you for bringing that to my attention. Okay, and then we're just gonna go over, so the one really great thing about chili, and this chili here that we're making today that I have the recipe for makes about 6 servings at 1.5 cups per serving. So what the great thing is it can store in your fridge for up to a week, which is great. I wouldn't push it any longer than a week, okay? You want to wait until the chili is completely cooled, and then you place that chili into an airtight container or multiple if you want to kind of have it portion control. That's really helpful too if you do have multiple containers available to you. And then if you are going to add anything to the chili, like in this one right here, there's some recommendations for garnishes if you want to add cheese, avocado, Avocado is great. Another really great heart healthy food for you. Okay, it has lots of really good fats for you, and we'll go over that a little bit more. Tortilla chips, cilantro if you're a fan, sour cream. Again, just paying attention to what you're eating throughout the day, the rest of the day, because sour cream can have a lot of fat in it as well. And yes, so avoiding putting the toppings on before you're putting it in the fridge, kind of add them when you're ready to eat it. And then you can reheat it in the microwave in a microwave safe bowl or on the stovetop. I'm actually reheating the dish that I prepared prior to kind of show you what it looks like at the end. So I'm heating that on the stovetop. And then in the freezer. So it's a freezer friendly meal, which is great. So if you don't want to just eat chili for, the whole week, if you kind of get sick of it, after a couple meals, that's okay. You can put it again in an airtight container, something that's freezer friendly, and then store it in the freezer for up to 3 months, which is great because then again, if you're doing that in those single servings, you can pull that out of your freezer and again, leave it out overnight, reheat on the stovetop or in the microwave. Okay. And so now we're just going to go over some other foods here that are really good for your heart. So I did leave out a few. I mean, these aren't the only ones, okay? But these are a few that I thought we would talk about. So leafy green vegetables such as spinach, kale, collard greens, great source of potassium, so vitamin K, which helps to reduce blood pressure and improve the function of our arteries. So keeping them clear of debris, keeping the blood clotting to a normal, healthy level, that sort of thing. And then whole grains are another great food for your heart because, again, they are those complex carbohydrates. So germ and bran are like one of the top 3 best whole grains you can possibly get. And then there's whole wheat, brown rice, oats, rye, barley, quinoa. Quinoa is also a really good option if you like rice. It's something that I sometimes substitute, take out rice and put quinoa in because I know how good it is for you. It has so many, it has good fiber. It has a little bit of protein in it. It's just a really good alternative. And it kind of has that same sort of consistency. So we want to try to avoid refined carbohydrates. So that's your white bread, that's your white rice, that's anything that isn't really a whole grain, I guess. You do have to be careful sometimes, like reading labels with whole wheat. Sometimes in the recipe or in the ingredients, it says like partially whole wheat. So just making sure that it's 100%. Whole grains help to lower cholesterol and our systolic blood pressure, which is that first number in a blood pressure reading, which helps to measure the pressure in our arteries when our heart beats. And also because of this, it's lowering our risk overall for heart disease. So berries, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, blackberries, they're all great sources of antioxidants that help protect us against oxidative stress, which oxidative stress really means low levels of antioxidants in our body, and inflammation that can contribute to heart disease. So it also helps to improve our cell function. So like the lining of our blood vessels to help control blood pressure and blood clotting. So avocados, we kind of already touched on this, but they're an excellent source of heart healthy monounsaturated fats. So these are fats that we want in our body. We don't want to go crazy, eat a whole bunch. We want to kind of limit what we are eating that of these fats, but they are those healthy fats. So linked to reducing our cholesterol levels and lower risk of heart disease. They're also another great source of vitamin K, so potassium, which is an essential heart health nutrient. Then we got our fatty fish and fish oils. So salmon, mackerel, sardines, and tuna. These are all loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, which may help reduce heart disease risk factors such as blood pressure, triglycerides. So we kind of touched on that earlier, which is another fat in the body, and cholesterol. Walnuts. Walnuts are a great source of fiber and micronutrients like magnesium, copper, and manganese, which can help reduce cholesterol and blood pressure, lowering our risk of heart disease. And then we have these other different seeds. So we kind of played around with them in our breakfast. We use flax seeds. Chia seeds and hemp seeds are also great. They're great sources of fiber and omega-3 fatty acids as well, helping to improve several heart disease risk factors such as inflammation, blood pressure, cholesterol, and again, those triglycerides. And then we have almonds. Almonds, so walnuts and almonds, great nuts that are good for your heart. So they're also high in fiber. They have those healthy fats, those monounsaturated fats, and then they are linked to reduce cholesterol and belly fat. So belly fat is one of those things, when we carry it around there, it's just usually sometimes linked to, those bad cholesterol levels in our body and those sort of things. So trying to keep that in check is also good too. Okay, and that's it for our presentation today. I will show you my final product of. Let me just turn this off for a sec. I'm going to show you the final product of my chili, okay? And I'm probably going to eat some for lunch, but I won't eat that in front of you. So we got this nice thick chili now. Now this is probably a little bit more than one serving, so don't judge me. Who knows if I'll eat that all. But we got our finished product here, and what I really like to do is, I do usually add a little bit of cheese, like a marbled cheese, just a very little bit to add a little texture and that, melty cheese taste. I love that. And then I really like to cut up like a few slices of avocado on the side with a nice dollop of sour cream. So that's probably what I'm going to do for my lunch, but it's nice and thick. You're more than welcome to add any other vegetables you want to it. I like mushrooms in my chili. So I usually slice those up really thin and put them in there as well. I just love the texture of a mushroom and they're a little bit more filling. But yeah, that's the final product.
Looks delicious.
Yeah. Pardon? It is pretty delicious. I'm a big fan of chili. I think it's great for so many reasons. I mean, you get a big batch of it, you can share it with friends, you can put it in the freezer. So yeah, I'd be more than happy to share the recipe with you if you are wanting, a little bit easier thing to follow. But does anyone have any questions at all?
No, I'd like the recipe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Helen, do I have your email address? Do you get our newsletters and whatnot?
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
Okay. Then I will send your way.
Oh, thank you.
And I won't ask for it because it's the exact recipe that I make almost, I don't know, once every 2 weeks. Exact recipe.
Look she's taking care of her heart and her health, her overall health. That's great.
Instead of can of kidney beans, I put the 6-bean blend in. that has chickpeas and things. I really like the variety in beans in that can. So
I liked, and that's a great, thank you for saying that, because you know, red kidney beans aren't the only beans that are healthy for you. I love those mixtures as well. And sometimes I'll even add like a mixture of red, black, chickpeas. Yeah, there's just so many options, and I really don't think you can go wrong with beans.
Yeah.
And if you're a vegetarian, you don't even need to add the meat. I mean, beans are a great source of protein as well. So yeah, that's another option for you too if you don't want to do the meat.
Oh, and also is the chili sauce of 4 tablespoons. Is it really spicy?
The stuff I use, I don't find it too spicy. You can monitor, like if you want to start with 2 tablespoons and then kind of just taste it as you go. I personally don't mind a little bit of heat, and I don't find it spicy. I find that the cayenne pepper is what really gives it that spice. And then sometimes I add in different peppers to increase the flavor, like the smokiness or the heat as well.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah.